Hello and welcome. So hopefully everything's coming through. I've got lights on OBS, so should have sound. Yay! So hello, welcome to the stream. This is my Wednesday art stream, which I'm going into thoroughly unprepared as usual. I have a rough idea that I came up with about 10 minutes ago, so I'm going to try and sketch that, and we'll see where we get. So yeah, sometimes art is like that. I can have ideas that I'm going to dive into and be like, yep, that's what I'm doing today. And then there's things like today where I got up and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I sat there and pondered. I spent the morning wondering, and then I did the magical, I went to the loo. And I sat down, I was like, ooh, an idea. And I came down here and I was like, I'll try that. So that's what we're doing. So without further ado, if I can find the right screen to click on, should hopefully bring up open canvas. Okay. Alright. And in usual fashion for me, I completely forgot until about 30 seconds ago that I can actually look for free music stuff to play in the background. So I've not got anything. So yeah, if you want to pop some smooth jazz on whilst I'm doing this, feel free to do so. I'm gonna just sit here in silence and talk to myself. But yeah, that's just additional background and stuff if you need. Right, so let's get to sketching. Did I actually manage to somehow inadvertently draw a square? I did. Oh, let's get rid of that. Blank canvas, go. Yeah, it should be a big enough space, he says. I always end up taking space and drawing far beyond it when I can actually probably draw a smaller amount, but you know what, I forgot glove, otherwise I stick to my tablet. Smooth, silky smooth. Right, so let's set the tablet so that it actually gives me brush size when I scroll that, and set the brush size to, let's try a 5. I know I'm going to go a bit smaller than that, but we're just going to sketch this one through. So, problem is I've got like a couple of ideas on my head, so I'm just going to do some straw sketches and see what I come up with on them. And hopefully it'll be a case I'll be able to turn and go, can you guess what it is yet? Just, you know, without the whole child accusations coming along with that kind of person. No, they have the legs tucked under. The main theme that I've sort of set myself is a swing, or like a swing set at a park or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to do as the main draw of this, is a person on a swing. I've just now got to decide how I want them. Or would it be better if... Advantage to sketching on digital is you can just try numerous things, see what you like. That's going all over the show. They would have legs. I always get stuck when drawing straight on. Maybe I need to do that one from an angle. Possibly. Possibly, yes. Oh yeah, because that's not going to be a very feminine look, is it? Doip. Oh, way too many. Way too many. Let's do as I said, this is something that came into my head like just before doing the stream, and now my brain is like, yeah, you know what I want to do, and then it comes up with like 16 different variants of it, and I'm like, which one's best? So I'll be doing a lot of sketching until I've finally figured out what it is I'm doing. But that's pretty much art. You know, I'm watching this thinking, oh, I could never draw anything. It's not like it always pops straight into our heads what we're going to draw. Sometimes well, I'm saying we, I can't really speak for every artist, but in my own terms, I found that I'll have an idea and I start sketching it and it doesn't turn out right, but the idea grows from that to a new idea. And how would you... This is the other thing I do a lot of, is I try and draw from myself, which is probably not a great thing, but it gives me an idea of what I'm looking at, because I can see, looking at that, I haven't got the arm, this part of the arm anyway steep enough. I've got it more, the character's doing that, and I need to bring it in more. So shoulder to rest there, because that would then bring body in. I wish there's, I mean, I suppose I could set it up, but I need to like have a, instead of it being the eraser on the back end, I really just need a button that I can just click and erase. But I've already got the other two buttons on here set up for other things, so I'm like, oh, I'm out of buttons. Need more buttons. Always more buttons. Let me also herp it up it up. Pop it up onto there, so I'll get that on the other screen. And I can see how things go with that. Oops, I forget it does that one. Touch back to this screen, so shoulder to neck. Other shoulder. Again, another idea just popped into my head, amalgamating two of the ideas I had previously, and I'm like, oh, I could try that. Just below rib cage, so rib cage. The other downside to using myself as my own art model is not many people have weird elbows like mine, with bones stick out quite a bit. So I end up drawing that on a lot of characters, and then people are like, you know, every character has these really odd pointy elbows, and I'm like, sorry, it's my bad, it's because I used myself as a model. Whoops. My brain's not working out on my spine. It's like I know how. No, because you want to sit more with a straight spine. And I've come around to the what did I hear you say? Actually, you probably can't even hear me muttering away in my background there. Apologies, I tend to mutter a lot whilst doing art. Got to remember, be vocal, be loud. And legs have got to come together to knees. one character holding both sides of the swing. So also the awkward part is waiting for chat to become active. Because I always love to see, find out how people's days have been and how everyone's doing. But at the minute, if you're watching this on my YouTube, it's kind of pointless me asking that because, well, you could reply to the comments, but it's not an active thing I can chase up on. And there's no one in chat at the minute. I'm all alone. But I don't mind. Nothing else, I just doodle away, get practicing. I don't know where we get better at stuff is to keep drawing. Well, not necessarily stuff, but art at least. I'm gonna need to expand the canvas down. Just give me another that on top. Gonna make plenty of room. I think the legs need to come back a bit more. Here's an idea. Why don't I look at someone who sits on a swing? That would make sense. Because I'm like, how are the legs to go out? Are they to... Because my brain's sort of thinking, while I swing, I'll curve my legs underneath. I just wondered if they should be underneath or straight, or would that be too high? Oh, that's an idea. So, there. Thank you, Google. You want to click off onto something else, you changed what I'm looking at. So, swing. Need to bring the butt out more. I also need to practice drawing more. I don't do it often enough to be able to sit down and sketch off the top of my head. I was really worried about trying to do the stream to be honest, because I'm like, I can't think of anything, and then literally this idea came to me, I'm like, I'll go with that, that'll do. And it sort of got me on the back foot now, as I'm like, I didn't really plan or do anything. I could probably have done with looking at poses a lot more beforehand. Oh well, excretion occurs. And to all you guys watching there looking at this massive red line going, I can't make head and tail. Don't worry, neither can I. Wait, I'm not supposed to say that. Yes, I am perfectly in control of what I'm doing. Bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep. I normally need to twist the hip. So I want this knee. I was also trying to not go exactly as to what I can see on the search results. It's just merely as an idea, but now I'm trying to figure out what I want from it and how it's going to appear on here. Let's try neaten this up a little bit. I'll just fudge out the spine. So you got that knee. I always end up drawing my knees like they're back to bloody Gunpla models I build. In Gunpla models, the knee is sort of like that shaped joint, so you've got two attachment points for the legs, and then this bit here is where it can bend. And it's great for models, not so great for actually drawing. Siemens aren't built that, eh? But that leg goes down in front. Foot there, there. Out away. Oh, hi Carol, you okay? Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm using webcam mic thingy, and I've got to keep reminding myself to stop muttering while I'm doing this. It's the only problem is, as I'm working on this, I just mutter away to myself. Like a true artist, I'm a nutter. And I'm like, and I've got to keep reminding myself that technically I need to voice my thoughts a bit louder so that everyone can hear it. Just do it louder. Louder! Just struggling with poses, as usual. I literally came up with this idea like minutes before the stream, and now I'm like, so, the usual, didn't think anything through before starting. I mean, I tried, but, you know, nothing was coming to mind. And I didn't want to turn around and be like, I'm not going to do the stream because I can't think on anything. I'm just like, stuff it, come up with something and dive in with it. Kneecap us there. Right, I can close that down because I don't need that one. I've got an idea of what I'm doing, and then I can actually keep an eye on stuff. Half the student have fun being able to chat shite to yourself whilst no one is around. Yeah, usually I'm fairly good at that, to be honest. Oh, keep getting a tab back into it. Thinking through is overrated. Yeah. Pre-planning, you know, and all that jazz, it can be beneficial, but sometimes it's, especially I found with art, is you go with an idea that pops into your head. I mean, one which, unknowingly, it's currently sat pinned up at work, and I need to try and get it back so I can try and colour it here. These feet are way too big, but they've got to be feet for now, so I know where I am with stuff. But yeah, it was one that I had an idea for. I sat down and sketched it, and it just popped into my head. I was like, I'm drawing that, boom, and did it. Drawn in, you know, middle of summer, I think it was. It was definitely like a June, July-ish time that I drew it. And it was baking hot outside, so of course it was a picture of Ryu in the rain, because my brain at that time was like, I need rain! It's like, I need cooling. And yeah, she's just in the rain with an umbrella out, but she's holding the umbrella over a pair of cats, or a cat and a kitten, providing them shelter from the rain. And that was one of those ideas that just popped into my head, and I did it. This, not so much. This is like the third iteration of this idea that I've had whilst on stream. It's just been trying to figure out how I want to draw it. Half my art, it was a case of drawing 100 lines and removing 99 of it. That don't look right. Yep. That's pretty much it. And so the advantage to digital art is I can be like, you know, oh, I don't like that one, I'll go back to that one, or whatever, you know, I've got the sketches. I think so on your yes, it is on the Instagram. It's actually what I use as my, I think it's like the banner or the avatar for it. Mostly because when I came to create the Instagram, I was like, I need something to put there, and that was one of my favourite images that I've done. Mostly because it's so different to like the normal Ryu stuff where she's like armed and toting and all sorts of stuff. It was just relaxed. Chest front line going from. Well, I've got 45 out each side. Wait, no, I've done it again. I always have lopsided boobs. Because I always draw one too high and one too low. Because my idea of how they hang is, well, I've got to try and think. Normally I'd have like a reference picture or something, but nowadays they call it porn. It's reference material, I swear. Doo-be-doo. Alright. Let us try taking that and making it a bit neater and see what I get out of it. So I think it's pretty much what I'm going to have to go with. But then I can start adding in the character specific stuff, because, shock and horror, I wasn't planning on this being Ryu. Notice that I say I wasn't planning, because you never know, things can change. How do you hold stuff so it's up and straight? Now you see, if I was planning this, I would have used Clip Studio to get me a mannequin to sketch off. But again, that would have been smart. Ginormous hand is ginormous. And I'll have to edit that one in a bit. I just want to try and reduce the sketchiness of everything and try and get it somewhat more to what I need it to be. Oops, he says, and then completely botches up the elbow. Still haven't settled on how I want her to be facing though, because a couple of ideas again that are popping into my head as I'm doing this is I can have, just bring up a new layer, I can have one where character is looking at camera, boxes are meant for eyes, so imagine the eyes in that space, face, wearing glasses. Or whether I want to go character looking off to the side. I'm probably going to go for the looking at camera just because it lets me draw the character face more. So I'll see what happens there. This is where we invested mobile phones, use that and don't show it on screen. Oh, invented mobile phones. I was like, invested mobile? Got me a new 2TB SSD, high capacity, high speed drive, moving 1.6. Yeah, I need to get me a new hard drive. I've been meaning to do it for a while because one of my hard drives has started making that wonderful ticking noise, and I'm like, it's usually not a good sound. It's usually the sound your hard drives make just before they decide to go. That's it. So, yeah. I've been holding it off for months, and now I'm like, I'm not in work and I need to do something about it. Wait, no I can't. I won't. So when I get back into work, that's got to be one of the things I've got to sort out. Is just stuff it, get the hard drive done and ordered and whatnot. Get it out of the way. going to be looking at me. Let's settle on that. Let's do a shield head for now. It's going to look really weird, this, but it's how I try and position the face whilst I'm still working on stuff is I try and imagine it as a face like this. So this is your main face, that's the top of the head, and then you've got like the back of the head there and the chin line coming up to it. But then it allows me to sort of say, right, that's where the head is facing. Yeah, I know it's looking that way. And then I can sort of work on fleshing it out and rounding everything off more from there. But if you give me a robotic head to plonk on top and sit there and say, right, that stays there for now, and then work on the rest after. I really should look in to see if there's like any live art classes or anything in the area. Because I feel that would help in letting me draw people better. I'll also then get a wider range of bodies to draw. Because all you have to do is look outside and go, yeah, that person isn't exactly thin. They don't be fat, but they're not thin. I think that's where I have trouble, is adding mass to people. Is a lot of mine, if not all of mine, tend to be very slim. I'm trying to think if I've ever drawn. I think I've only got one character that I sort of sketched, and that's an old sketch, but they were on the bulkier side. And that was more muscle mass than anything. But yeah, it's something where I need to sort of say, right, I need to get into like a live art class or something and have a go at that. I don't care if it's online or in person. Person would be preferable. Admittedly, at the current moment, very hard. But it would allow me to ideally be able to find the right seat for me to look at if I want a specific angle. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of my stuff is I grab photos of people and just have a crack at it that way. It's just that ideally I'd prefer it to be in person, just so I could, if something wasn't clear to me or whatnot, I could move around and have a look at it. But either way, I'll take whatever comes. Nope. Yeah, that looks awful. Blarg. I think I need to expand that. The legs aren't right. A lot of things aren't right on this one, to be honest. This is just random sketching now. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button there. Woohoo! Yeah, I've just done something on Twitch I didn't need to. Have I broken it? Probably. I'm good at that. Come on. Right. Alright, there we go. Got that back up again. Minor technical hiccup. As in, I press buttons and things go wrong. Right, okay. Let's try and deal with this train wreck of a picture. So, let's just going to be layer upon layer building up on this. I'll try and slowly correct all the crap in it. Yeah, I did say ideally would prefer it to be in person, just so I can, if need be, move around and get the better shots of. But given the current climate, I know that that's going to be a pain in the ass to do. So, you know, online might be the other option. I'm just now trying to repair this train wreck that I've got here of an art piece. Because those legs are way off. I mean, technically I could fudge this hard and just not include the legs. You know, cut the image off. Like every good artist, just, I don't like that. Trim! Right, so that one, if that's the front of the leg, that'll go there, and that one, that's the front of that leg, going there. It cuts in front slightly. It's got 1 foot, 2 foot. But yeah, it's I'm just trying to get something that looks better. Hello, can I have my pen back? Thank you. Why is it not? No, I haven't hit any of them settings by accident. That's usually my go-to, but there's suddenly gone really, really, really odd. Maybe I did hit pressure. Let's bring the pressure back. That's better. That might be it. Yep, that'd be it. I managed to click pressure on it. I think one of the things about life art class is it's about speed. Class has been 2 hours, you get 5 minutes. Yeah, there is that. I know that there are some life art classes which do that, and to be honest, I've done similar things before, where it's a case of you got to sketch what you see, and it's got to be done quick. And again, that wouldn't bother me too much, because what I could look to do is say, right, today I need to practice arms, and you know, I'll do like a base body, and then practice the arm in that time to try and get that done. But yeah, it's more that I feel that I could actually look at the body more and figure out what goes what and how it all goes together with different bodies, different sizes. Because it's like this is the idea is there, but I'm really struggling at it. And one of my biggest issues is I always get stuck, funnily enough, drawing breasts, trying to make them look lifelike. I don't want to have them too low down. At the same time, I don't want them shoved too high up. Ribcage. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of an art piece at the end of this lot. This is more just going to be a lot of sketching as I try and figure out crap on this. Another thing is about muscle memory building, getting good at going at speed. Yeah. But that would just, again, that still work is, you know, being able to get it out at speed, even if it's a rough sketch, is better than, you know, if you can get that rough rough sketch done at speed, it means that the final version can be. Oh, why have you not gone to? Oh, it's messed up my settings again. I'm going to have to sort that out afterwards, but it's somehow managed to forget my settings. I've done something somewhere at some point during the stream. I love it when I do stuff like that. I'm supposed to be able to turn my pen over and have an eraser, but it's not registering that for reasons unknown. I hate technology. There's no easy like reset button on stuff like, I've done something wrong here somewhere, click button, it's instantly reset. I'm gonna have to figure out what the smeg I've done wrong, and then go into all the settings and readjust everything. Because they decided to make life hilariously cruel. It wouldn't be so bad if it happened often, but it doesn't. Because if it happened often, I'd know exactly what to do. Dish, bash, bosh, job done, out the way, sorted. I'm also running out of pen nib as well. That's the thing, do 5 rough sketches in 5 minutes apiece. Unmerge them and see what you want to erase. The problem I've got at the minute is it's the pose. I don't have the pose down pat in my head. And I'm really struggling at what I need it to do. Suppose I could go into Clip Studio and try and get it done. And if I bring up my tablet thing on the other screen, I can actually see about sorting out my tablet. No, not that one. That's the Microsoft one. That's a pile of shite. Alright, why have you managed to forget everything that I want you to do? Nope, it's not forgot it on there. It's just for some reason Open Canvas has forgotten it. And I don't know what's gone on with that then. Alright, okay. One second. Let me just go back to this, and then I shall reboot Open Canvas, as it apparently is having a bit of a fit. I love technology. Right, I can draw a line, and now you can erase it. Way! It remembers. Open recent. Swing. Alright. Oh, wait, no. Go back to this. Click. Boop. There we go. Right, I'm still thinking that's too high. Alright, let's make a new pose. Let's just go completely balls off the wall and come with something else. Throw something at me. Just say something pose-wise and I'll see if I can sketch it out. We should do this for a bit. See if I can just get the juices flowing that way. Bort dying at the table, ham acting included. Right, okay. Bort dying at table. We didn't really have a description for Bort apart from, was he a dwarf? Hi, Zebra. It's a bit of a muck around stream on this one because my idea isn't working and I didn't really prepare for the stream, so I'm now just going to do random sketches and see what I can come out with. I had it on here. Where are you? Come to that screen. Dwarf, rotund, immaculately styled beard. Right, okay. And he was last seen eating parsnip pudding, something like that. Alright, so... Bort dying with ham acting. Got you. Here we go. I'm fine trying to play Gundam and Art Knights before 14. Okay. I need to actually... There's an update for Arc if I remember rightly. I need to get that sorted. I'll do that after stream. Turnip sweetened porridge, that's it, and enjoying it. Well, he was right up to the moment that he decided to cough up into it. Oh, that event, sweet. I might actually be able to complete it this time. Yep. It's not if I'm drawing a dwarf or a bloody gnome. Yeah, it's one thing I'm going to do next session is kind of try and sketch more on the go, because that was kind of fun to try and do actually. Probably won't colour them in, but yeah, it's draw more duckies. Duck Army for the win. You can only turn more ducks into this. Wait, more ducks? You had ducks already? Sweet. And funnily enough, just drawing this here reminds me I was going to take a look at doing some updates to Loyu's design, actually, so I might do that after this. Mostly because with her design, her hairstyle hasn't really changed in, what, 14 years, give or take? So I was wondering if I could update that to make it a bit more lifelike and reasonable to do. But we shall do Bort first. RIP Bort. To be honest, when you said on Sunday, did anyone see him dying at first? I had to remind myself he was an NPC. Because like, no players died. What the hell? What are you talking? I was like, oh, it's an NPC. Yeah, they're expendable. I mean, I suppose technically I should be a bit more upset, considering that out of everyone there, I think Gurky knew Bort the most, and that was only just because he'd been with him longer. Uh, but I think at the time Gurky wasn't in a position to realise what the fuck was going on. Well, he might have been in a position, but he certainly wasn't in a mindset. What about Bort or? What do turnips look like? They're like, are they the purple carrot things? I know they won't put a full one in the ball anyway, but it's just to try and get the thing over. Imagine like any of my work colleagues listening to me say, "What's a turnip look like?" And I'm like, "Oh, for God's sakes, do you not eat vegetables?" And I'm like, "Well, this isn't a can, no." Right, so that's that, and then what I need is over here. Oh, no. Ham acting. didn't expect me to be that serious now, did you? Alright, let's get his defined a bit more. Let's start with his conch. Big nose. You'd think with playing Deep Rock Galactic I'd actually be able to draw dwarfs a lot better. Most I know about dwarves is they're like 90% beard. I do love the sketches that Doom just sort of came out with though. They were fantastic. Like, I felt kind of bad initially because I was like sketching away whilst you were doing some of the other stuff with like the characters on the inside. And after seeing like her sketches, I'm like, oh good, I actually can get away with it. Let's sketch Gurky and his murder duckies. So you're paying attention when it's one of your scenes. Yes, yeah, that's pretty much all it was. I was keeping my ears open for when it was me and paying attention to what was going on with the others, even though I technically wasn't in the room to witness it. It'd be, you know, keeping up to date with them, and any lore that I knew that my character should know, I've been keeping like a text document. So if you like hear typing as you're talking, it's just me jotting stuff down. So that I can make sure that at least my character seems knowledgeable about things that they should know, even if I'm not. So yeah, I do listen out for what you're doing, it's just because it's not my character there, I'm just sketching something. Doom uses sketches for notes. Yep, that makes sense. It's a fantastic way of keeping notes if you can get them down in time. And again, you know, it's the kind of thing where, because she has that practice with it, she can probably knock them out, no issues whatsoever. So again, it'd be good for me to practice as we go along and whatnot. Let's hide that a second whilst I do that, because I was getting kind of fuzzled. I don't have to do immaculately done beards because, you know, having had a beard, having them immaculate is a pain in the ass. I'll plot that later. And wrong Doom Saber. One of the other players is their nickname is Doom. Oh. Go on then, who'd you get? Arknights tends to be a bit more forgiving than Fate Grand Order for roles, but I prefer Azulane for getting good roles in it. So Zima, new specialist, and new guy. Okay. But you know, did you have Zima before? Yep, no worries. Thanks for popping in, Carol. Now, shall I catch you later? And I'll keep drawing this and have it ready, or at least sketched up for later on. Yeah, Zima's not bad. Let's turn that on off again, just to get me a better view on there. Yeah, funnily enough, I've got Swartz, who's the one that I wanted the first time the event came round. I managed to pick her up a while back. So I don't know who's in the role that I'm like, ooh, I might go for, but I'm kind of tempted to save up and just wait for the rest of Horsey family to come out, whenever that will be for us. Horse Mom. And to anyone who's watching this and has no idea what I'm talking about, it's Arknight, a mobile game. Thorns, new guard, okay. 6-star, ooh. The thing is, I've got lots of guards and stuff like that, so it's the kind of thing where I get them up like, sweet, got the new 6-star, they can sit in the background until I can find a use for them. Let's try and make that look a little less scrolly. Ooh, ranged guard. Can't draw circles to save my life. Elemental adds poison. Ooh. I suppose the big question is he going to be better than Silver Daddy? Or Chen? Because I rock Chen more than I rock Silver Daddy. But that's because, you know, I like my Dragon Girl. Chen! Oh yeah, whoopah! Alright, let's try and neaten up bits of that. Yeah, that arm's deflated up there, so let's bulk it out. Let's do that. I won't spend too long on this because I want to try and... It's mostly just practice sketching things. Let's just see about creating the mannequin for what I need, or what I came up with. But I'll do that off stream. Alright, so let's just use one layer and colour on it. I hate that colour wheel actually. Let me use this one. And go to that. Brushes, bitmap. It's going to be very messy coloured just because, you know, I'll put some colour in it as a sketch, but it's not drastic. Just want to bring it a bit more to life than it was previously. Has it got size control? Yes, it does. That's fine. Let's lower that minimum size down a bit. Make it a bit nicer to do. Stops attacking, gets 30 attack, 40 defense, and hit by a regular attack. Launches long range spikes up to 4 enemies in front. Oh, okay. Ooh, speaking of ranged and stuff like that, I got W. Got her max leveled at E2, and I just need to throw her into the skill academy to get those up, but they're all currently at 7. Range version of Hoshi. Oh, okay, I can take that. I've yet to really throw her into battle and see what she's like, but I got her leveled up at least. Yeah, weed is not limited though, is it? So technically I could still get her as a drop, it's just not rate up. Yeah. Nian was one of the others that I wanted to get. And didn't. I was like, Argh. Wonderful fourth wall breaking Drago. I also kind of wish that they'd release the skin for Lava from that. Sounds like gacha talk, don't it? Because yeah, it is. It's Arknights. And welcome to the stream, Vaughn. Not much is happening, but you know, it's the idea that I had. Well, I was struggling with, so I just decided to do random sketches. Lofty wanted me to do one based on our Sunday stream where one of the NPCs died. So he wanted me to draw a picture of the NPC as he was just before his death, talking with ham acting. No worries. Let's set you to Eraser 2. Coming as a new character. Ooh. The only new character we really need is Calcite. Like red but worse. Well, yeah, it's not red. Oh, wait, no, you should be below that layer, because then I can go whoop, whoop. Oh, no, now wrong colour altogether. Do, 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 do. Give me that colour. Oh, wrong one, that one. Da-dee-dee-dee. Go to that, shrink that down. Technically speaking, I can get rid of that as well, actually, whilst I'm thinking of it. Da-da-dee-dee-dee. Nope, fudge. Fudge again. Oh wait, wrong layer, that's why. Oh, that's awful. Try that again, but with a larger brush. There we go. Do that. Let's give this dwarf. Let's give him blue eyes. Oh, that one. Darker blue. Darker. Oh, too much. Is that what I need? Is that going to do? Nope, that's the wrong one. Which one is he? Burn. No, that's it. Okay, I'll have a gander at Arc after this and see what I get. Probably not much. As I said, its draws are a bit more forgiving than Fate, but I still suck at them. So sometimes like this, I'm really glad I don't smoke. My flatmate keeps going out to have a cigarette and stuff, and I'm like, it is absolutely tipping it down out there. Alright, let's get that minimum size up a bit more. But you know, the nature of tobacco calls that they must go out and smoke. I'm like, well, better you than me in this weather, buddy. Alright, might actually get to put some gloves on. The dwarf, that is. For once I'm wearing gloves. If I put that below that layer I can cheat. So I'm not too worried about it looking really awful. Like I said, it's more just a quick sketch. He says, having taken considerable time actually doing said quick sketch. But with luck, when I do my next Pathfinder session on Sunday, I'm going to be doing more, if you will, live sketching of the events that happen. Just because one of the other party members was doing so as well, and I'm like, that actually looks really cool. Viking beard, yarr. It's supposed to be a dwarf, but it was just a quick sketch of it. And welcome, Banana. You okay? Welcome to this absolutely unplanned art stream in which I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing because there. Hey, struggled this morning to come up with something for the stream. Kind of worried about that for a bit. And also had a lot of work issues laying on the back of my mind that I'm going to be speaking to. Got an appointment to speak to the manager on Friday. So, all being well, I'll have more of an update and stuff then to find out what's actually happening with me. You know, where am I going next, what's happening and all this jazz. Everything's all up in the air and it's not sitting right with me at the moment, just because I don't know what I'm doing day to day, if you will. So in the meantime, I just keep streaming, keep sketching where I can. I was going to try and do another traditional colouring stream, because I've still got that Loyu in Nightwear to do, and I just haven't really got around to it. So But I'm kind of wanting to save that for when I'm watching other streams as well, because it's something I can do keeping an eye on the stream, but I don't have to necessarily be doing much on the computer. I can just sit there and do that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping. Once I get more idea of what's going on, I can plan things and be ready for stuff. And that's just where I am at the minute. I need that to understand what's happening. And my doctor doesn't want to sign me back until I know what's going on. I'm like, oh joy. So yes, in the meantime, I've just sketching away. Don't know if you came in and you knew what it is I'm doing, but it's based on our last Pathfinder session that we had on Sunday. This is one of the NPCs who, at the end of said session, ended up dying, and the GM of that session wanted me to, as an idea for something to sketch this. The dwarf talking about his adventures just before his death with ham acting. So, dwarf with his favourite porridge and ham acting. Don't think that's what he meant, but that's what he got, so, you know, specifics are usually good. Someone gets it. It's the thing, I like puns, I like bad jokes, so if there's an opportunity for me to throw them in there, I will. Evening, Jay, how are you? But yeah, the next thing I want to try and do is actually, I'm going to use the clip art program that I've got to create the pose for what I came up with for today, which was like minutes before the stream, and I was like, I'll draw that, that'd be fine, and it was just coming out wrong altogether. Is it down here still? One of these layers, is it? No, it's not that one. Yeah, it's that one. Hang on. Let me just put a blank layer in and then I can flag up that. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Doip. I need to put a blank layer above all this. And then drag. Was it that layer? No, it's that layer. You got to see how different this was going to be looking. So yeah, I had an idea for drawing a character on a swing. Then it just wasn't coming out right, so I need to have a better look at that. So in the meantime, I got given this idea, and I was like, oh, roll with that. How things can change as you go along. Where's my ham? Oh, there it is. That's not going to do much, is it? Because it's on a burn setting. Do ham or not to ham? Yes. Alas, poor Yorick, for I hammed well. I was fine till I got paired up with a twerp on self-checkout. Oy. Was that a twerp as in staff, or a twerp as in just more idiotic customers again? Oh, staff, right, yeah. Yeah, I remember doing self-checkout stuff there when I broke my arm and they threw me on self-checkout. And they wondered why I didn't like it, and I'm like, That and the fact that I also used to work in a convenience store rather than a supermarket, and they couldn't figure out why I preferred convenience over supermarket. My manager was utterly confused. She thought supermarkets were the be-all and end-all of everything, and I'm like, no, they're awful. Oh, no, that's way too bright. That'll do, and then... Oops, too big. Do that. And whilst I've got that layer up, I'm going to cheat and do this. Haha, good sir, let us do some ham acting. Haha. Big bushy eyebrows. Let's go tin to the monocle, because why not? Not bad for a quickie sketch. Image crop. Oh, save as ping and work. Oh, we got the spectrum working. Oops. Old school gaming, go! Yeah, sure, save that one. And then what I'm gonna do is have a practice around with some hair designs for you. So, this just came to my head as I was sorting out the other one, the other sketch. And it reminded me this was something I was going to look at doing. So I might as well go for it. So, with Loyu, the hairstyle that she's had for, well, pretty much since the start has been like a peak that comes out, her bangs at the front sort of separate, so you have spikes on either side. She has, in the middle of them, this cresty bit that is where the hair comes down and it goes like that. So from the front, her hair would be like that. And I'm just thinking I could have a look at redesigning that, because it's an old design that I've had in my head, and it's one of those where I've tried to figure out how it would work in a 3D layout, and I can't. So I'm going to prat about, see if I can come up with some other designs, or at least take that as a basis and try and create a real world basis for it, and go from there. So, let us create a template that I can work off. He says, and then sort of, what? Oh, shoot, yeah. Go back to that button, does help. I was like, why is it not letting me do it? I'm sure there's better ways of. I generally don't actually use proper circles. I tend to sketch them, but it's how I create the heads. But then again, I did do a lot of my original learning was via the how to create manga and stuff like that. So they always say draw a circle and do this, and that's how I've created heads. Don't know if anyone does anything different for theirs. If you have like a different way of doing stuff, then I'd be willing to learn. Alright, anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the face, just because this is literally just to be a sketch. And then let's do her normal design. So, eyebrows are about there, so hair would start like that, and then it sort of curves around her head. And actually, where we have ears, that's just flat and hairy. Because when I came up with the idea, I didn't want to have 4 ears, 2 pairs of ears. I just thought that would look weird. But what I'm wondering is if I can, instead of having this M-shaped peak coming down, or whether or not I have it so that it's more of around the baseline, if you will, is around there, and give her, swept her to one side. Let's try and draw that in a bit thicker so you can actually see it. Doo-doo. So the idea of that one will be where I'd normally have the two lobes as such going out there, I can still keep the rough idea of that being there, but instead of it being a distinct parting in the middle, have the hair like that. However, I'm trying to think of what other kind of things you could do. So let's duplicate that layer a second, and whoop, draw again. I'll go back to that layer. I'm trying to think what others. I suppose one of the wrong tool, click right tool. One of the other ideas is to have like the hair exposed up to there, and just have one bang side thingy. I don't know what they're called. I call them bangs. But then she's just got long sideburny-esque bits, which vary in length depending on how I remember to draw them. Because, you know, consistency is key. If I was smart, I would have coloured these in different colours to make everything stand out, but that involves being smart. Turn that off and oops, I'm on the wrong eraser. Go back to that one. I suppose, you know, seeing as everybody else is still more like doing work and stuff like that, how is everyone surviving the week thus far? Now we've made it to, as people call it, hump day. Always used to confuse me because I was like, wait, we're supposed to get it on a Wednesday? Like, no, it's the hump. You're getting closer to the weekend. It's just downhill from here. And I'm like, oh. Evidently, I had the wrong idea of what hump day meant. I was disappointed to find out it's something mundane. I think my version's slightly more entertaining. Let's just do these in darker colour. I keep getting Lemmings teammates who want to throw a victory. Yeah, if it's online gaming, yep, expect Lemmings, expect idiots. That's why I haven't touched tanks in many years. Just because there's only so many retards you can take. That, and they went down this whole route of let's do it as fucking esports. I'm like, no, let's not. Everything does esports, and esports is stupid. Let's bring that up a bit, and then let's try and redraw these again so you can see them. So, whoops, that's way too thick a pen. Go away. Could have sworn I turned Steam off, but evidently I didn't. Whoopsie. I need one more win, and less than half an hour to get it. Yep, that is true. If it wasn't for what, we probably wouldn't have met, so there is that. Although I still think that was more, you know, I put it down to Girls and Panzer than anything else. I occasionally log in to just to have a see what they've messed up. If you haven't seen it recently, they've now got tanks with two guns in the turrets, and it's just like they do realise that Command and Conquer was not a documentary, right? Mammoth tanks did not exist. But hey. Duplicate layer, and let's try a new. So, what else could I do? What other hairstyles are there that could be done for her? Because I know there's stuff like that what they term the Hime cut, where it's like a straight cut, but I don't want to do something too much like that. Thinking on. Nah, that'd be awful. Don't want to do that. How about if I go for one of those where it's the hair does this. I hope this makes sense to people. You'd actually kinda, hang on. Brain needs refreshing on kinda on her. Oh, wait, no. What did they call it in Cancol? Was it a remodel? Remodel, yeah. Ah, yes. So it's sort of part Hime-esque. I'm going to pull off the jump on the gap in the bridge. Yeah. I've still got pictures from that, actually. I think I've still got the video with it on YouTube. Hang on, let me just get a new face down here. Layer, duplicate, bring down. Well, if anybody actually wants this quick mock-up template for heads, if you wanted to do your own hairstyle stuff, let us know and I'll chuck it at you. So, if I sort of base it sort of on, I'm kind of tempted to go for something like that for her. Whereas, because what I like doing when I'm drawing is to draw the hairline, so I know where it is. But what I could do is, if I kept the split in the middle, but then had this amount that curves down. And this side oops, a bit of a crappy spike, curves out. Because this side could then get blended into the side bearing effort. Oh. Because it's still somewhat similar to what she's got now. You know, the fact that they essentially what she currently has now has to sort of come out from the head and curve down. Still keeps it on both sides, but a bit more asymmetric. So this part would be more flat to the head and following around. And yet this side is more of the bulbous pop out. Let's just again darken it for you guys to see it better. So that would actually go under there. Oops. And then you got the banks. No, sideburns. What was kind of cool was someone said about how I'd drawn her ears that look like Maine Coons, and I was like, I had no idea that was actually anything. I'd heard Maine Coon, but I didn't know what they looked like. And looking into it, it's like, yeah, she sort of does have Maine Coon-esque kind of ears. Because most of the time I see when people draw cat girls, they draw the very rounded kind of ears, whereas Lou's are very more pointed, which you traditionally draw more as a fox. Because I've always thought fox ears were more straighter. I might actually see about doing that. I don't know. I'm definitely torn between either this one or this one. So I'm probably going to have to sit around and muck around and try and sketch from different angles and stuff like that. But I would sort of say it's one of these two that I'm probably going to have a look at doing, just to update the hairstyle a bit. Although I think, going back, I may have done a character with this. He says, thinking, do I still have that character sheet with me? Now let's go back to when I worked back in Accrington, so that's going to be somewhere upstairs. I'll have a look for that. Let's just save that one as ideas for now. And give me a new one. Let's see if I can't sketch something to put that into practice. Alright, need to think of something for it to do. Alright. Let's just try and create a picture out of these series of lines. He says. I'm just creating a massive mess of lines already. Don't worry guys, I can see what I gotta do. Apologies that you can't, but I can see it. I see the light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a bastard with a torch bringing more work. Hey, congrats on managing that then. I suppose what I really should do is get like some anatomy books and just start drawing muscle. You know, purely just sit down and draw how muscles go together and stuff. Because I had an idea in my head of drawing like an anatomy of a cat girl, if you will, where the image would be different layers, and you just basically build up a layer from skeleton to muscle and all that sort of stuff, building up that way. I thought that could be kind of cool to do, but then I'm like, I have no idea how muscles connect on a human body, let alone an alien one. Thinking about that would normally go to the bottom of the ear. That's top of eye, so up to there, so top of eye there, top of eye there. Yeah, ba ba ba, yeah, dee dee dee, yeah, da 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 da. Always have difficulty drawing like anime style noses from the front. Like a lot of the time they just do them as, although I'm sure I could just do it. And most anime noses are just like that. You know, from the side they're just pointy noses, and then from the front it's like, do you go down as a line? Do you do that kind of shape to it? That kind of shape? Let's just sketch out some of how the body would be. That would be bottom there. Da, da, da. I am the artist that can take an anime character and make them look realistic. And they come up with these fantastic images, and I'm like, how? How do you do that? I can't even draw an anime girl. Let alone think about, oh, how's she going to look like if she was in real? Oops, nope, too tight a curve. Yep. Pretty much like, how can you do that? Oh, I just do it. You're a witch. As I said before, I found out that technically these eyes are incorrect, but nah. She's had cat eyes for so long, she's keeping them. Eyebrows are another interesting one as well. I always tend to give them like little fuzzy bits at the end, but then the rest of the eyebrow is smooth. I need to work on that. Need to be less fuzzy at the end, I guess. Either that or more fuzzy throughout the rest of the eyebrow. Sorry if I've gone really quiet again. I'm just sort of pottering on doing this, and I'm like, I'm technically streaming. I should really talk to people. Need to remember to keep doing that. Like earlier in the stream, I was trying to figure stuff out, and I'm just sat here to myself, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm streaming. I need to be louder. Vocalize my thoughts. Let people know that I'm not entirely crazy. No, wait. Forget I flipped the image, so that have to be flipped. The other thing I should do is get some more reference material and try and draw some more of it like that, because that was fun when I did that. Actually taking proper photographs of people and then just turning them into logo. It's a good exercise in learning anatomy. The reason I was doing this was to try and sort out her hair. So normally her hair would start there. I want to have... Right. Let's be smart about this. Let's put this on a separate layer. And let's give it a colour that I can easily... Don't want too lima green, so her would normally be... So if I give her, let's go through trying to do that one first. So completely lost idea where gravity is in this one, so the hair's all over the show, but it's just as good. So I'm thinking I should buy new MG kits. Any recommendations? Oh, master grade, I'm assuming. No worries, no worries. I haven't had sushi in such a long time. Nope, nope. Ugh, that was awful. Right, so let's have a look at that. Just have that one as one singular one coming down. Yeah, this one would be. Get a feeling that should cover more. I'd stretch that out a bit. Alright, let's try option 2, which was to have again hair coming out on this side. Let's give it a bit more of a roughy appearance. But then this side was just to be like that, and then you'd have just quit the sketch over here then. So let me just set that. Do that and give me a B red. Let's have a look at that one. So I'm now going to skip between the two and I'm kind of liking how that one looks. I need to sort out something better for the actual hair bang bundle here and figure out how I want that to look, but I am liking it better than having a weird split, if you will, where one half is glued to the head, the other half is popping out. What do you guys think? With something like that, where it's coming out from one side and then the rest is trimmed back, and with that it would be, the way I sort of see it, it would be sort of trimmed back to an area there. So all that's trimmed, and you've got your main part of the sideburns that stem from there, and then this part here will be the part that sticks out. Oh, maybe that might look a bit weird. I need to sort that out a bit better. That's going to hide where the ear joins up. That might do. Alright, I think I'm probably going to go for giving her a hairstyle like that then. So, I might actually see about finishing this picture off. It was only done as an idea for the hair, but yeah. Instead of having the usual jewel bangs, I'll give it that. I'll probably prat around and see what else I can come up with, to be honest. See what other hairstyles might fit. Just off the top of my head, they were the main ones I could come up with. But I have just seen the time, and I haven't had anything to eat since 10, so I probably should go get something to eat. So I will call this stream there. Apologies, it was a bit wishy-washy all the way through, but you know, that's what you get when your brain doesn't want to come up with anything decent to do. So thank you very much for turning up. Hopefully at least it was somewhat entertaining, and you know, you had a look into a creative process. Maybe it might give you ideas of how to do your own doodles, or maybe you might come up with better ideas and might say, hey, actually, have you tried doing this? You know, by all means, feel free to pass ideas on to me. My next stream will be Friday, which we shall continue on with Nier. I have been playing on a bit more on my old save, actually, which is my 9S save. Mostly because I couldn't remember where I was with it, and I loaded it up and I was exactly the same place I'd left the last stream off. So I was like, oh, I already know the story up to this point. Brilliant. But yes, I've got that to go on with. And then it will be on Saturday, again, we're looking at Deep Rock Galactic. And then there may also be an additional Saturday/Sunday stream, depending. Basically, my friend in Japan has picked up Payday 2 and wants to give that a go. So he might be doing that Sunday morning with me, which would be Saturday evening after Deep Rock Galactic. So if you miss the Deep Rock Galactic stream, the chances are I could just then be streaming straight into a new one after that, but I'll end one and start again. But we'll find out, we're fine-tuning when that's happening. Anyway, I shall let you all go, and enjoy the rest of your evening/morning, depending on when and where you're watching this from. Thank you again for turning up, and I look forward to seeing you all again at some point in the future. Sadie bye.